Hey, Tuesday build where we're building the Omnibus from MiniArt, which is fun. It's going nicely, isn't it?
Oh, it's going all right.
Yeah.
Going all
How are
right.
you, John?
Oh, I can't complain. Did a bit more painting today, so place is looking better. So second coat over there around that door and everything done except the door. You can see I've got a bit of blue masking tape on the ceiling line there, and that's looking all right.
With the exception of the architrave around the top, it's blending in nicely, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 It's like it was always there.
Yeah. So that's all right. Anyway, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah. You'll have to forgive me for being a bit bunged up today. Allergies kicking in.
Oh, take some Tylenol.
I've taken the antihistamine, so it should be all right. But I laid my clothes out this morning, and as soon as I laid them out, nice, clean, fresh clothes, laid them out, all over it. I was like, oh. I was like, oh, they can go in the wash then. Yeah. So, what have you been up to? Other than that, just that, or
just that? Yeah, that was an all-day thing.
Yeah. Well, I did some work on the SAS Jeep base last night. The pictures are on the Facebook. Yeah, I posted them up this morning. I don't know if Modders can pull them up. Probably. She's pretty awesome at stuff like that. But if she can't, don't worry. Ooh, hello. Yes. Let's see. Where are we up to today? I think we're up to halfway through step 38. I think. Because we've got the exhaust on.
Yes.
So it's more the handbrake and that now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the gear shifter. Gear stick.
Yeah.
Well, it's more of a gear lever, really, isn't it?
Well, I've got my gear lever and all that stuff on it, but I haven't put the wheels on. So what I need to do is paint the drum brakes on the rear rims, and then fit those.
Yeah.
And then moving on to the coachwork.
Well, to be honest, I've left the drum brakes red because you're not going to see them.
I'm going to paint them anyway. Well, certainly the inside.
Yeah. I suppose you're right. Just looking at it now. You can kind of see it, can't you? Oh, there you go. Modders has found the pictures. See, told you she was good. So that's where I pulled it off. There we go. So I started off with that. And then, so that's with the film crew filming Rogue Heroes. That's with the base primed and highlighted. And I put a little guy feeding the duck on a jetty because there's going to be water under there. Because I didn't want it to just look like the SAS Jeep in the desert with some guys filming it, because that just looked weird. I wanted to bring it into the modern day as well. Yeah. And I also don't like having that much dead space on a diorama. Yeah, it should look all right. Yeah, see, if you look at the front there, that's just a lot of dead space to be having in a diorama. So, yeah. And I'm going to put some vegetation at the side of the jetty and stuff. Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think you might be right with these drum brakes, actually. Just like a little coating of grey or something inside.
Yeah, something inside, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so that's the plan then. We have a plan.
Comments?
Comments, yes. Let's speak to the people. Paul Tanker says, "Greetings, folks. Daphne went in an ambulance to hospital. Sciatica in back and legs. Helen brought her home this afternoon. Given meds to help. Hope she feels better soon."
Matt Mickerson is saying, "Hi all, best wishes to Daph and yourself, Paul."
Yes. GM, good day, Paul. Have no idea what that medical term is, but I do hope Daff is recovering now. Best wishes to you both. Sciatica is the nerve at the base of the spine that goes down your legs to underneath your feet.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically spinal nerve impingement,
Yes.
affecting either legs or arms or neck.
Yeah, it's real painful.
Oh, it's, yeah. Having had a spinal fusion operation to stop sciatica, it is terrible, terrible stuff. Tiff said, morning, folks. Hope all is well. Please don't forget to hit that like button on your way in. Thank you.
Yes. Morgan says, good morning, Alicette. Hello, Morgy Moo.
Tiff also says, for some nighttime entertainment, Waitrose is going live tonight with another mystery box conundrum at 8 p.m. UK time. And there's the link.
Is it means it sounds really dodgy saying, and for some nighttime entertainment, here's Waitrose.
Well, could be worse. I could be part of the show. But no.
Only Rough Reg. Next. JT says, hello, everyone. Hello, JT.
Juice Brew's in, saying morning all. Actually, it'll be afternoon when you read this, unless you're in a different part of the world. G'day, howdy, wave.
Hey. Joe says, good morning, afternoon, evening to all. Not staying long. Forgot about car maintenance appointment early this morning. Long drive. Take care all. See you later, buddy.
Cheers, Joe. Duke's in saying, g'day, all you beautiful people. Fares, please. I'm all lubed up and I'll get you butler. That's the last thing I do.
GT says, I always wondered if there was a force and a dark side. What about a dim side? George Lucas didn't think of that. Well, there's certainly a dim side.
Yeah, represent.
We dance on it regularly.
Yeah, Patrick is in saying, g'day, everyone.
Ian says, hello all. Hello, Ian.
Paul Tanker put another $1 in the meter.
Yeah. GM says, to answer a question JT asked on Friday about international standards, ACAO IATA responsible for those standards and IARA for farmable stores for air carriage. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Julian's saying afternoon all.
Hey, Julie. And Rich is in. He says, hi, guys. Hi, Rich.
Julian says, prawn Pringles, Mikey. And evening, John. Oh, it looks like he's munging on some prawn Pringles in the back there. Oh, there he goes.
Bloody allergies. Rich says, how is everyone doing today? We are well, thank you, buddy.
JT says he loves that shade of red on the car. This is, it's, what is it? It's a Volkswagen Polo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not red, it's red!
Kevin says, good day, everyone.
David's in saying, hello, Mikey, and backwards, John.
You don't like Nodge, do you?
No.
Phillips here says, evening, gentlemen and Tiff. Hello.
George is saying, hi, Mikey, John, and chat.
Hey, George. John says, Mikey, the sneezing fits are the worst. Yeah. Especially when it's allergies as well, because there's just a copious amount of snot.
Copious amounts of snot.
Yes.
Exploring Unseen says he'll be listening. He's got some pots to wash up.
Yeah. Paul says, it's the Mikey and John show.
Oh,
hey, Paul.
Now I want a beer. Gary's saying, JT, the English automotive in the 40s till 70s used Lucas electric systems, better known as the Prince of Darkness, for poor power output. Yeah. Lucas don't have a great name when it comes to electrical alternators and that stuff. Yeah. It was almost as bad as Chinese stuff nowadays.
Drew says, that looks ducking brilliant, Mikey. Thank you, buddy. got some sand-coloured paint arriving today, so I'll be able to do the base more. Colour more.
Oh, and John says on Thursday we're going to see Eugene, Jeffrey, and Gerald.
Yeah.
You can see Eugene now if you like. Very quickly, there he is.
There we go. Riding on a perfectly flat surface.
Oh, I don't care.
It's on going across the desert flats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Jew says, Mum and Dad both had sciatica. Bloody nasty. Yeah.
It's terrible. Yeah. Like, and I got it, and my boss is like, is there a reason why you're not walking with purpose? Yeah. Dorkasaurus says, hello, peoples. Hope everyone's doing well today.
Hello, Dorkasaurus. Jem says, BBC, yes, now I realise I've experienced similar after using ejection seats. It's very painful. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Jem started off at 6'5" and now he's 4'2".
Yeah. Just like Charles I. Julian says, Mikey, it is worse. Mystery Box Nick with his wellies, respirator, and fishnets on Waitrose as night entertainment.
Yeah. JT says, sneezing while driving in traffic's scary, like getting something in your eye while driving. Yeah.
It's like flopping down your sun visor in the car and seeing a huntsman.
We don't have that problem here. Not everything wants to kill us.
No, they're cool. You can pick them up and pat them there. Oh, yeah, stop it. Tiff says, I'm still waiting for my primer. It was supposed to have been delivered Friday.
Oh, no. Jew says, Nodge, never tell the likes of me you don't like Nodge. Okay, Nodge?
Yeah, that's it's like, don't tell anyone, like, in the armed forces, I don't like that nickname. Well, yeah, that's rags for bull, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll get you, Butler. Hey, eyes down.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so here we go. So where are we? So last week, where I was is I had put on I guess it's it's probably the handbrake for the drum brakes at the back there. I've got two pedals. I need to put on a third pedal, and then I've got one of the photo etch things on the wrong thing I established. So there is a part that I hadn't done.
The gear stick on the inside of the handbrake.
Sorry?
The gear stick goes on first and then the handbrake.
Yeah.
There you go. Couldn't see it, sorry. My bad.
Yeah, it's dark. So
I
it's
painted
there.
the dashboard as well. Ooh.
Yeah, I had not, and like that. And I'm thinking about what I will do later on is reattach the bonnets the hoods because they're not particularly straight. Well, they are, but there's a little bit of a bump there behind the radiator, as you could see. So I want to try to fix that.
Properly,
yeah, but I won't do that now. I'll do that some other time. Because I could always access them. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the inside of the drum brake assemblies before I attach them and the front wheels.
Good idea. I'm going to go for... Might go for chainmail, maybe.
Ooh, that's an idea. Chainmail.
Yeah, just to give it a bit of contrast. Jew says, I had skills. I coughed up the wrong time. Mouthwash ricocheted off the sink into my eye. Couldn't do that on purpose if I tried.
Bonus points.
Yeah. Well done. JT says, what did the evil manual transmission say? You will never escape my clutches.
Oh, well, speaking of which, so Tom's Volkswagen Golf, my son, has started to get transmission problems. It's got a DSG, so it's being booked in Thursday. I'm taking it to Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a look at it. They want $510 to diagnose it before they come back and say how much it's going to cost. Bloody hell!
Have you never thought of just getting your own diagnostic computer?
Yeah, but what would happen then? You go, oh, it's this part in this thing. It'll give you the code.
Yeah.
So what's happened before? My mechanic has said, yeah, I'd recommend you take it to Volkswagen. So we did. With that note, he'd sort of put out everything in on a sheet. And Volkswagen said, "Oh, we don't trust that. That's not an authorized bit of kit, so we're going to have to do it all again and stuff like that." They're pathetic.
Yeah.
But Hitler's revenge.
Bitler. Okay. Not sure who he is, but because we wouldn't say the hate word, would we, John?
No, we wouldn't. Wouldn't dwell on the past.
No. We must manipulate it for our own purposes. Oh, wait, no. YouTube's purposes. No, wait.
Bugger.
That looks better.
Going off hit.
Ooh. I'm sorry, I didn't realise the light was in the way. There we go. Yeah. I think chainmail looks nice. I mean, it's probably not, it's not right, but it looks all right. Looks good.
And he's back.
Oh, excellent. Didn't realise you'd gone. Not that that's a reflection on you.
Mm-hmm.
My first ever car was a Volkswagen Polo.
Yeah,
it was like a D-Reg one or something.
We've had, I don't know which generation this is. I think it's a Gen 5.
Yeah.
Bought it in 2016.
Yeah.
It's a great car. We do like it a lot, but yeah, there was a bit of a problem with it.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll get them and show you.
There you go. June says, years ago, the brakes went on my car and Dad took it to the garage who did our MOTs. They said there was nothing wrong with them. I commented, they don't stop the car. That's pretty fundamental. Yes. I would absolutely agree with you. Right. That needs sticking on as well. JT says, Roswell, did the UFO become a UCO, unidentified crashed object? So nice to know they have issues with their vehicles like we do. Very good. So we've not got a pedal sticking up through there. So that needs. Oh, okay.
Okay. So very quickly on the Volkswagen, we had problems with it. This is years ago, about 9 years ago, where it would go into limp mode.
Yes.
Right. So we had it, took it over a couple of months back to Volkswagen. They could never find anything wrong with it. Finally, they found it. So I'll just read this out. It's only that long.
Yeah.
EGR sensor A circuit range and performance, and EGR sensor B circuit low codes evident. Exhaust gas recirculation, that is. Replaced EGR assembly and broken bolt and exhaust manifold. Removed and replaced leaking water pump and timing belt. Removed front bumper and radiator supports. Replaced leaking radiator. Replaced coolant. Road test. Nil leaks evident. Whilst replacing the water pump, found chocks still in the front suspension after 100,000 Ks. Should have been removed at pre-delivery. Removed and advised the customer while undergoing wheel alignment. Left toe in adjustment found seized. 3-foot breaker bar was unable to budge. Chemical used to freeze. Still very stiff throughout range. So these things should have been removed before anybody saw the car. Pre-delivery, they put these in to stop the suspension moving. Yeah. So what happened is it had no front suspension for 100,000 Ks. And everything, not only did the EGR housing circuit board crack, but the housing, the metal housing it's in, cracked in half. We've got a crack through the dashboard lens. One of the engine supports failed. The radiator, basically the whole front end was shaking to bits. You go over to a speed hump and the car would bounce 3 times before settling. And he said, did you think that was normal? And I said, well, I just thought it was a piece of shit. But there we go. So I went back to, it cost me about $4,000 to fix all that stuff like that. And went back to Volkswagen and said, you should pay for this because you should have removed this pre-delivery. And they accused me of lying to them and saying, I shouldn't even know what color these are, you bastards. But then, of course, what I was trying to say to them was, why am I, sucking up to you when right now, because I've got a diesel Volkswagen, that you guys should be trying to get back in the trust of the public that you lied to about the Dieselgate scandal and stuff like that. And they still didn't admit to anything.
Well, they won't do, will they?
No. Mind you, the next time the transmission blew in it, I went to another dealer. It was in New South Wales, and I showed them all that stuff and the reams of paperwork when I had the service done and everything else. And Volkswagen paid for the full new transmission and everything else as an apology.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first complaint I made didn't make it to head office. The second one did, and they were just like, "Oh, we're so sorry."
Yeah.
But I would buy another Volkswagen. Well, as I say, they're better than anything built in China.
Jim says brakes needed new shoes, new calipers, new handbrake cable. Guess which garage never got our MOTs again? Yeah. I remember I think I had a Vauxhall Corsa, and I said to my dad, I've got to go to work today, so can you do me a favour? Can you take the car for its MOT? And he went, yeah, no problem. He rang me up later that day, said the car would have passed, except from when I pulled up, I pulled the handbrake cable too hard and it snapped.
Ooh.
And I went, so I've got to pay for a new handbrake cable because you snapped my handbrake cable. And he went, yes. And I went, cheers, Dad.
Well, I had a Ford Territory, who some Australians might know of, but it's basically it was a Ford Edge, I think, back in the day.
Yeah.
But this one was an Australian designed and built one. Anyway, first service, took it to a dealer, and they didn't know how to service it. So they had the apprentice adjust the handbrake, and the handbrake was stuck on. So I picked it up from the service and drove it down to get my kids from their school. And my kids are in the back saying, "What's that noise, Dad?" "It's a handbrake. It's stuck on." And I took it back to them the next day and I said, nobody checked the apprentice's work. You need to readjust the handbrake. "Oh, no, it's meant to be like that." I said, "Oh, fortunately for me, there's a brand new unsold Territory about 3 meters away. Do you want to hop in that with me and test the handbrake and see how it feels compared to mine?" "Oh, no, refuse to do that because I'm bored." And all that sort of stuff. So they adjusted the handbrake, charged me another $65, the bastards, which I refused to pay.
I remember when I was a kid, my mum took her car into the garage I think it was to get the brakes done or something. And when it came out, every time she pressed the brakes, the horn went off. It turned out they had an apprentice working on it and not checked the work properly, and he'd accidentally wired the horn up to the brakes, to the brake lights.
Is that possible?
I don't know. But me and my sister thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, you'd never hit a pedestrian.
JT said, had a dream I was driving a Ford Escort with a steering wheel on the right side. Strange dream. JT says, funny because I'm used to driving it on the left. There we go. Been watching too much British live streams, that's what it is. Drew says, one of my favourite websites was Aeromechanic Humour, e.g. report number 3 engine missing, reply, no 3 engine found on wing after brief
search, yeah.
I've got a problem. This pedal won't come far enough up. I've glued it on at the wrong angle.
Oh, the little one, the one that I missed?
No, the little side one that goes in the slot,
Ah, okay.
which is really annoying. Bob says, Julian, somewhere I have a video of my daughter driving my Bessie and screaming, the effing brakes don't work. She was used to servo brakes, not the rod bicycle type brakes that fitted to the car. Yeah. What I might have to do is cut that. I'll re-glue it somewhere. JT says the Ford Escort was green. We had a green Ford Focus. There we go. My dad had a Ford Escort when we were kids, but it was blue. Right, James says, Julia, I know the clowns that wrote those comments. They were not working with aircraft now.
Yeah. Why not?
If you won't reposition, then I'll reposition you for you. I'll try to anyway. There you go. Right. JT says, if your Ford Edge acts up, do you take it to service to take the edge off?
Yeah. It's interesting because when Ford Australia wanted to build the territory, they went to Detroit and sat down with Ford and showed them, and they all said, "Oh, that looks better than the one we're working on. Can we pinch these design aspects?" Yeah, sure, and all that sort of stuff. So Australia, Ford Australia, got the money to develop that car and produce it on the proviso that it was not made available with left-hand drive. So we weren't able to sell it overseas and eat into American Ford's market.
Yeah.
So the only places it was exported to outside Australia was New Zealand and Taiwan, and nobody in Taiwan bought one because they said, oh, it's a luxury car. It's applicable to a luxury tax of 300%, which they didn't apply to things like Mercedes and BMWs and Volvos and stuff, because all the people over there actually want to drive them and not Fords. So they didn't sell. I think only 23 of them were bought over there. 3 years later, Ford stopped selling their version of the same car because it was a piece of crap, and ours kept on making it for close to 20 years, and it's a very popular car. It was really good, but they don't make them anymore because Ford Australia shut down because hi Ford America. So I drive an American Ford now, and it has nowhere near the road holding ability that the Territory had.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. So quick. So what I've done, is chainmail disc, and on the inside there, and the brake shoes, I've gone for just a black green, I think, just to give it a bit of colour. So that looks all right. So once that's on, it looks acceptable.
Yeah.
Hooray! So I'll glue them on now.
For some reason, this pedal lever, I can't get it in the right position. It's too far away from the bulkhead. Huh. What have I done wrong? Numerous things, no doubt. Rich is back from doing washing up. Okay, buddy. Okay, so one of the things it says is that. Yeah, no, there's nothing to glue that on. So what I'll do is I'll just glue it there. That'll do. I'll just glue it to the actual thing. Sod it.
Mm-hmm.
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Bloody
You are sniffly, aren't you?
I am. I do apologise. Jem says, Dad had a Ford Focus that occasionally would only run for 2 of the 4 cylinders. The Ford dealer couldn't find the problem. We did replace the ignition module.
That would do it.
Yeah. Coil pack is usually a good answer for that one. Aussie Ian says, evening, afternoon, and morning all. Hello, Ian.
Hello, Ian. Oh.
What else have I missed on there? Oh, it's just that pedal.
So I showed some photos yesterday of the Newcastle Hunter Skull Modelling Society's competition, German competition that in Juan.
Yeah.
I've posted all those photos on not Discord. For some reason, it's not letting me post to Discord. But
that's because you got to post them in the right section.
What do you mean?
You can't just post them in the general chit chat bit. You got to post them in reference pictures or creative projects.
Oh, okay.
It's because people were just cluttering up the chat with random memes and stuff. So,
all right, okay, I'll do that later then. So anyway, it's on the Skull Modelling Twins Facebook page if people want to have a closer look. Until I post it to the Discord thing. Now that I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Aaronville says, hello, YouTube veterans and everyone. Think you're on 4 days a week? Yeah. Except for when we do members' lives, and then it's 5 days a week. This week I'm doing 5 streams. Then next week I'll do 5 days. Because we've got... Oh, yeah. Did I tell you, John? I'm going to do a daytime members' live for the Australians.
You did?
Yeah. So you guys can join in as well.
There we go. So those wheels are on. What I'll do is put this aside with chocks either side to make sure the wheels glue straight. But the only bit, okay, so I put there's a step there to get for the driver to get up into the cab. Now the foot plate had broken off, so I'll just keep that off for now. Glue it later on.
That's one of those things that I'm going to leave off till the end, I think.
Yeah,
because it's going to be too fragile when I'm handling it.
I'm not a smart woman. So, yeah, so I'll put that aside. I could. What I'll do, I think I'll assemble these headlights. They need to be brass. I think I'll assemble these and the other lights and then put them aside and paint them all like with the fire extinguisher at the same time. But I won't put them on till the end because they don't go on till step 79.
Yeah.
You know, bugger it. I won't put them together now. What I need to do is decide. So the next step for me then, now that the chassis is complete, moving on to, oh no, it's not. I still got that pedal. I need to put the pedal on that I missed. Where was that? It was early on in the thing.
What?
I'd not put something on when I should have ought.
Should have ought?
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So that one there. Step 25. Yeah, it's probably, there we go. So I was meant to put that on, I had not. And that sticks up through the floor slightly next to the steering column. So I need to go back and fit that. And then the chassis is done.
Yeah.
Right.
Aaronville says, that's a lot. It is.
BC25. Well, soon know. If BC25 is on sprue BC, then it's a pretty good chance that I have not put it on. BC 25. There it is. Okay. Right.
JT says, think I know why I had the dream about the right-handed steering wheel. Saw Royal Otis's video, oysters in my pocket, wasn't wearing a JFK mask in the dream.
Okay.
Personally, I think you've had a stroke. Oh, I'm joking.
Paul Tanker says he had two Fords. He owned an XC Falcon and an EA Falcon. I had an XB, an NA, which is a Fairlane version of the Falcon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what they are now. Sorry, the one that they brought out and everybody hated. Not an EA. Maybe it's an EA.
Oops.
I had an EB Series 3, yeah, and then the Territory. So I've had what 6, 7 cars, and 5 of them have been Falcons of one version or another.
Yeah.
Not that I'm loyal to Ford or whatever. Just I just preferred them to the Holdens at the time. But now, I don't know. I don't really care.
It goes. It's cheap. It's economic.
Well, for me, it comes down to how many seats it has. Like, because we had 4 children, so I had to have a 7-seater for a while.
See, my dad and stepmom, they had 4 kids. They had us 4 between them, but we never got 7-seaters. In fact, when we were little, they had my stepmom had a Mini. Old Mini Cooper. Somehow we managed to fit in there.
Clown car.
Yeah. There you go. It's on its wheels. Rich says, might do some more modelling. There is a part, say, I need to paint. But then I put the other part on it, covers it, so not sure what to do. Up to you, buddy. If it fits in and you want to paint it. If you're never going to see it again, then it's entirely your choice. Makes no odds. You'll know whether it's painted or not. Nobody else will. Arville says, lovely model and modelling. I'm learning a lot of watching you, and also thanks for answering my questions. Not a problem, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Jim says, Jim says, greetings to all. Welcome to another chapter of the Omnibus build. Yes, we're on chapter 10 now. JT says, lol, Mikey, a good busting now and again is a good thing. Means you guys like me. You really like me.
Yeah, you keep thinking that, John.
Jim
No,
says,
I'm kidding.
You swine. Joke, 2 women went to see the Chippendales. One had a stroke, the other couldn't reach.
You.
Dude, you do remember that my stepson, 13-year-old stepson, commented at the beginning of this?
The Chippendales. All right.
Apparently, his teachers are on strike again today.
Oh. What are they striking at? Paying conditions or something else?
No, because apparently the headmistress keeps bullying the staff.
Wow.
So, and when they went to the local authorities to complain, they just basically went, yeah, nothing to see here. And the staff went, but we can't work under these conditions. She's bullying the staff and the pupils. We need her gone.
We need her gone.
So they've just went, yep, we're going to go on strike.
Okay, now I need to see where exactly that fits on that step so I can squeeze it in there.
You think the local authorities would go, we've got an entire high school of teachers refusing to work under a certain head teacher. Maybe we need to change the head teacher. It's easier to change one person than replace the entire staff.
Yeah, that's pretty mad.
Yeah. June says, Rich, what Mikey said, if it's not visible at the end, it's up to you whether you paint it or not. Yeah. It's whether you can live with it. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I just go, just stick it in.
Oh. Nearly knocked the chassis off the bench. That would have been bad.
Yeah, don't do that, dude.
No, sir.
There you go.
Oh.
June says, Mikey, sorry, matey, I missed the start. I didn't see that. No problems, buddy.
Funny, like we're close to 20 hours, and I'm not exactly finished the chassis yet. It's pretty amazing.
Rich says, thanks, I will take another look. Yeah. I wouldn't worry about it, mate. It's your model. You could do the whole thing without painting it if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm not going to judge because
No.
I'm in a different country.
Well, it's not just that, but if you're still new to modelling, so if you want to just practice building models and then paint them when you feel you're up to scratch with building them, then do that. It's up to you.
Yeah, as long as you enjoy the hobby, and if you don't, buy another one and give it another go.
Yeah, exactly. JT says, if they get rid of the head teacher, would there be a headless teacher?
Well,
no, sir. There we go. Right. It's not perfectly level, but it's pretty close, I think. Slight raise on it. Slight twist in it, but it'll be all right. Once it's got some weight on it, it'll be fine. Anvil says, models, take your time. I've been ages and ages. Yeah. JT says, was she the boss of Charles I Primary? Ah. JT says, lol, Julian. Oh, Julian. The channel wouldn't be the same without you, buddy.
Yeah. Well, the primary school that Billy Connolly reckons he went to, the Our Lady of Perpetual Premenstrual Tension. All right. Let's see if I can. This is why applicator nozzles, where they come in handy. Let's get a bit of a squirt on that.
Yeah.
Okay. There's going to be interesting bit of finagling going on, actually. I should have put this on back in the day.
Sorry, got to sneeze again.
Mm-hmm. Paul Tanker says, many years ago, we gave the company I was working for an ultimatum. Either the manager goes or all 45 staff members go. We got a new boss in 2 days. Awesome. That's the way to do it. Viva la revolution. Gary says, John, I recall one of the Ford Falcons kept overheating. I looked at the thermostat units and noticed the valves were jamming inside the housing. Poor machining work in the castings. Yeah, they do. I mean, the fact is, the reason I've got a Ford Territory is unlike some cars that are built up to a standard, it was, in my opinion, built down to a price. It made it affordable. It's a standard car, and it's exactly the car I needed at the time when it came out. It was 2 weeks before Jenna was born. And yeah, we needed a 7-seater, and it was the only thing on the market at the time that wasn't a minibus. So it was a great car. Swore me off Australian cars for life, but I did go and buy another Territory after that. So, I can't complain too much. I do miss it now, but yeah, the transmission died and it was going to cost too much, so it went. And yeah, so far the Canadian-built Ford Endura I have, which is saw lots in Hawaii, a Ford Edge. JT says, Paul, like the Crimson Permanent Assurance. Yeah. It's a good skit, that one. Come on, pedal. Trying to get the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it?
Well, it would have been fine if I put it on when it asked me to.
Well, this has been bloody annoying.
Okay. A more delicate set of tweezers.
There you go. Get in there. Right.
Paul says, LOL, no Bunnings. He's worked for Bunnings. Okay. Aaron Bell says, I was bullied at work once by my manager. I reported her. First time she was reported in 30 years of doing it, I was new to her team. She was sent to anger management and demoted. Later on redundant. There you go. Julian says, a comment I read once made me laugh. Charles, I discontinued the tradition of the monarch ending their reign, their reign with a head.
Oops, must have pressed slightly too hard. The wheels just broke off. This is what I hate, is when you start doing stupid crap like that. All because they've made too small a connection point.
Oh, dear.
Paul says 37 and a half years all in all.
At Bunnings? Wow.
Oh, that's actually worked out well. It's pretty much cured the rock in it. Yeah.
Oh, dear. Come on. Oh. Come on, pedal. I could just cut the top of it, stick it through the floor, and no one will know. But you know I won't do that.
That's what Patrick's just said.
Is it?
Yeah. I cut the bottom off and just glued it to the side of the floor.
Yeah. Well, you know, I could take the full episode to do this. And the bastards won't win.
Stop swearing. JT says a head getting kicked around isn't that how football started? Pretty much. I know it was a bladder at one point.
Yeah. You know, the first game of, well, before it developed into Australian rules football, the Indigenous Australians, the Aboriginals, used to play a game where they'd kick around a skin of a wombat, and the game would last up to 10 days. So the first game of AFL was played in the park, which is now the MCG, where the home of Aussie rules football, if you like, even though it's a cricket ground. And the first game of that went for 5 days, I think, with about 140 odd people on the ground.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, maybe we should write some rules. So they did.
Well, the original football games had no boundaries or anything, did it? It didn't have a pitch. It was just they kicked the ball from one side of the town to the other, and whichever side got it to their end of the town first, that's who won.
Yeah, sounds like a great idea, doesn't it?
There's videos of it's still played once a year like that. And there's videos of it online. All the shops have to board up their windows and everything.
Hey, I got in. Hooray, it fits.
That's what he said.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd be celebrating as much if that were to occur. There we go. So that's all right. So now I can move the PE brake pedal pad that I put on the wrong pedal.
JT says victoire, victoire. Drew says, in my first job, my manager and I had a love-hate relationship, minus the love part. She whinged at me, and I replied that she interviewed me, so it was her fault. Patrick, I just had a win. I dropped the P for one of the pedals and found it.
Great.
Aaronville, laugh out loud. Julian, brilliant. JT, I'm now thinking of Pele in the movie Victory with that famous flip kick.
Ooh, I've not seen that.
GM did have, in the late 70s, a Chrysler VJ Ranger wagon, ex-Navy vehicle with 265 Hemi straight six fitted. could carry 12 guys or 12 cartons of wine from the Barossa wineries. First car.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Very good.
Or could do 200 kilometers an hour plus.
All right.
Yeah. Julie says, congrats, Patrick. Is that a superpower in modelling terms? Pretty much.
So I learnt today that my daughter works in the Barossa. She's works in Tanunda, which is like the gateway to the Barossa. So I asked her if she
I
can
thought you said
grab
she
some
works
bottles
in a
of wine.
brothel then.
No, sir.
Sorry, Carol, what were you saying?
Yeah, well, I have to go to South Australia again because they have the wineries and the food in South Australia are exceptional.
Right.
Yeah. So now Leah has moved back to Adelaide for a few months, and yeah, she's working in the Barossa Valley, wine capital of Australia. Along with other places like the Hunter Valley, Margaret River, there are other places, but the Barossa does have the name of the best available.
Yeah. PT says, John, we watched the Cromwell the other night. It was brilliant.
It is, isn't it? Fantastic. I love that film. I think, yeah, like some of the conversations, I was on the edge of my seat, certainly with the dissolution of Parliament and the Rum Parliament and stuff. I think it's a wonderful film.
Patrick says, just look. JT, Julian, love-hate relationship sounds kinky. Leather and bull whips come to mind. Ooh, 23. Really? Okay.
Come on, brake pedal. There we go. Gorgeous.
Oh, crap. Where did that just go?
All right. So the final bit of the chassis for me then is the bull bar at the front, which is a 48, which mine is broken on the sprue, so I shall fit it regardless. I've
just dropped apart. I can't see where it is.
Oh no. Yeah, so mine's snapped. There
it is. Patrick says, the other two small parts I dropped earlier in the build were never seen again. JT says, I created a void of silence. But Araville says, I'm having a rest. Just finished painting an earth-coloured woodland oak where my 009 track will be laid on my model railway baseboard. Made a small video of it. Later on, we'll lay the 009 track. Cool. Julie says, that manager spent 7 years telling me I was lazy. When I left, she said I'd have to write out procedures for my successor. I muttered, according to you, I do F all, so that won't take long, will it? And he says, ew, shudders JT. I'll pass on that tar very much. GM says, John M., the Hunter Valley wineries from memory were all pretty good. I'm overdue to go back there.
Yeah, I've actually not been to any of them.
Yeah.
So I really should. I'm literally up the road.
JT says, Julian, sounds like more of a hate-hate relationship you had. PT says, back in the 70s, we had a week in the Barossa and Clare Valley. What a beautiful place.
Yeah, it is. Well, it can be a bit arid, but, Adelaide Hills can be nice.
Julia says, be right back, Kara here. And Ian says, John, have you thought about what you want to do for next year's club theme build?
Not yet. So the theme, well, we had a vote. Like, people would throw suggestions. What do people want to build as the group theme build?
Yeah.
And there was Battle of Britain. There was all sorts of things, prototypes. The one that won and resounding number of votes was anything between 1949 and 1969.
Okay.
So that could be anything, like whether it be military or civilian or anything at all. But
yeah.
No, I don't know. I have to think about that.
There we go. Stu says, Cromwell is a great film. One of the 2 shirts worn by Charlie First is on display at Longleat House. The first time I saw it there, I immediately thought of Allen Guinness.
Yeah.
Ale
See,
Guinness.
the birds had flown the nest. He was an awesome actor in that, like with a stutter and everything. I think he played an exceptional role.
Yeah. Dear me. Right.
Again, everything I initially learned about Oliver Cromwell was because of Monty Python in one of their songs.
Yeah.
And so when I learned about English history later, and there's a podcast called Revolutions by Mike Duncan, where it starts off with the English Revolution, and it's fairly short, but it's very, very complicated era. And so when you say, oh, it's just, people that just didn't want a king, it's nothing to do with that at all. It's all sorts of reasons. And then there were multiple, and different people in different areas had different reasons. Absolute riveting.
Some were political,
subject.
some were religious, some were just didn't like the person that was supporting it.
There we go.
It was all a bunch of gravy.
This time we didn't forget the gravy. Oh my God, are we an hour in already?
We are. Oh, fiddlesticks, come on. JT said, did you know James Earl Jones had a stutter? I love the episode of MASH where Winchester helps a stuttering soldier. Then you see he has a sister who stutters. Yeah, that's a nice episode, that. Yeah, he gets really protective over him, doesn't he? Because his mates keep taking the mick out of him for it.
Mm-hmm. Something I don't understand. Now, here's the thing that you probably don't know about me. Before I joined Air Force, after I did 2 electrical apprenticeships, one as an electrical fitter, one as an electrical mechanic, I then got a job installing alarm systems in predominantly Reese Plumbing Supplies, a chain of stores in Australia. And internet.
Is that the job you had when you set fire to the hospital?
No, that was my second apprenticeship. I didn't set fire to the hospital. I put out a fire in a hospital.
Yeah, but it sounds better if I say you did it.
Yeah, and that was that's a long story. Anyway, so I know electrical work, I know alarm systems and stuff like that. So with this renovation work we did here, I took off the keypad for the alarm system and reinstalled it today. And do you think, with 4 wires, you'd think I'd be able to get it working, wouldn't you? It's not working. But you see, I took a photo of it before I disconnected it and took a note of what color went to where, and it's not working. And I'm a little bit miffed.
So what you're saying is you broke it.
Well, yeah, but how?
You disconnect it from its power supply. It's reset itself.
Well, I might have to do a reset. But yeah, here's a photo of before I disconnected it. There you go. So 4 wires, keypad. There we go. Keypad, 12 volts DC, common clock data. So you'd think the yellow and green. I copied that and the actual note I took.
Yeah.
Which was here, yellow clock, white, green data, blue. So you'd think I'd be able to get it working, but it ain't working.
I didn't see a blue wire.
No, because that's so I spliced the cable. It wasn't long enough to reach. So I bought another cable with different colors.
Yeah.
And
okay.
took a note of which one I spliced together and soldered and stuff like that. And yeah, no worky.
Now wiki. No wiki.
JT says, I'm thinking of my college branch campus closing. Sort of sad. Wrote a professor I had 32 years ago, still teaching there. I thanked her for teaching me. Didn't get an A, but learned so much. Ah.
Huh. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. I see, said the blind man. There you go. Right, let that set. Jem says, John, look at the battery, check for voltage in and out from the regulator. Mine was overcharging.
So when we bought the house a year ago, I had an alarm guy come out and he gave it the once over and replaced the battery then. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, did he? I'm not a Sparky. JT says the closing of the campus created an uproar, 1 of 7, and the university president got a raise. Ooh.
1 of 7 closing? All campuses of the same college? More information, John. I'm intrigued. And is this anything to do with who's in power at the moment?
Who knows? Jim says, the character Charles Emerson Winchester III had a rough veneer of rich arrogance. Underneath the rough exterior lay examples of humility, humanity, and empathy that would show themselves occasionally. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great show, wasn't it?
Yeah. And he ended up being a conductor in real life, didn't he? Because they quite often showed him listening to classical music and stuff, didn't they? And there's one where he tried to teach a group of Korean musicians. And there's another one where he had to amputate a pianist's hand. So he started teaching him how to play piano with one hand.
Uh-huh.
And that's why they did that, because he was a conductor, classical conductor.
What, the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Because they did like a reunion show thing, and they interviewed him, and that's what he was doing at the time, was he was conducting an orchestra.
Okay. So all the way back in step 1, it asks us to remove a couple of rivets, if you like, from the ladder of the chassis.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so showing here at the very front, take off.
Yes.
Focus. Take off that little rivet head there. Well,
Yes.
I have on the outside of the chassis rail, but where this bumper goes on the inside, and I've got I've taken off the wrong side, so I need to shave off.
Have you done a Marley?
No, I followed the directions. I had it, the right way round as per the instructions. So it's, when it says remove these rivet heads, you do pay attention to say which ones. There are several. Yeah, the inside ones. Yeah.
GM says, John, check the line fuses. I found a faulty clamp on one of the sets.
I'll give it a go tomorrow. I'm busy at the moment.
Yeah, knowing your luck, you'll set off the alarm in the middle of the night.
Well, that's the thing. If the keypad's not working, how would a silencer burst? Oh, yeah, that's right. Turn off the wall and remove the battery. Yeah, I've done that before.
JT says, yes, John, all campuses of the same university, it was a board decision voted on. The president of the university got $450,000 raise, the second highest paid university president in the US.
Wow.
Well, ain't that a thing? Sandpaper. What have we got tomorrow? Oh, we've got Gary Evans' live stream tonight at 8 o'clock UK time. Tomorrow, no live stream. Day off. Woohoo! Not that I don't enjoy doing the streams, because I absolutely do. JT says they have 20 campuses in the university. It was in a rural area. You're uprooting lives and accept a huge raise. That's what people are upset about. Yeah, that's capitalism for you, dude.
Keep on looking at the camera.
Flying Dutchman says, good afternoon, folks. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
How the devil are you? Ooh. So, yeah. Thursday we've got the SAS Jeep, haven't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully won't have much to do, because is it the last episode this week, or is next week the last episode?
Well, it really depends. What Gary said is, go on as long as you need to. So it depends how much effort you want to put into diorama.
Yeah, well, I want to paint what I've got. So I've got the base and the figures to paint. And I want to put some resin water in and some foliage. Foliage. Ooh, I could work on my Lanchester tomorrow. Yay. Or I could work on the diorama. Oh, I was for the last couple of weeks been trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to use as a base for the Yag Panther.
Right.
And I kept measuring it, and it's 30 centimeters long from muzzle to exhaust. And I thought, I haven't got any wood or anything. I've got wood that's bigger than that, but I don't really want to be cutting down too much wood. And I thought, what the hell can I use? And then last night, I was looking on Amazon for something, and it came up with 30 by 20 plywood. I was like, perfect. Because that was the size I was looking for. It should 30 centimeters long and 20 centimeters wide should just give me enough depth to add other things to the diorama.
Nice.
Yeah. So that'll be arriving later today. I like it when things like that happen.
Serendipity.
Yeah. Dutch Dave says, all good. Good. JT says, going to make a trip when my back is better and take pictures of the campus. Never did that when I was there as a student. The full colours are amazing.
Yeah. We obviously, all Australia being mainly evergreen trees. Like we don't necessarily autumn for us. Yeah, there are a lot of imported trees because that's what happens around the world. But predominantly, eucalyptus sort of stay green all year. So we don't get the change of colours. It's only in certain suburban areas where they've been planted, maples and all that stuff like that. But yeah, really, it doesn't happen in Australia. It's anywhere near America.
Dave said, finished my deformed GB entry. Now on to finalising my other projects. Nice. Jim says, JT, sad news, John, an example of capitalism, system out of balance. Yeah. It is what it is. What it is, what it is. And so saith BBC.
So that's all the parts on the chassis. What I will do before I do move on is I will assemble the headlights and put them aside. So that's step 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way, so when I get brass out to paint the extinguisher, I could just splatter them all at once.
Yeah.
So I need sprues A, GA, and BC.
I need to prime this handbrake lever and stuff.
BC.
So I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I've got the horn to paint with brass as well.
UG.
But that needs priming. So they're fragile, so they can go in there. Right. Yeah, I suppose I can make the lamps up.
24.
JT says, yes, Jim, I found out it was announced in May and the news hit my area a few days ago. My sister also went to the same campus.
Mm-hmm.
Things change. Places move on.
And what did you study there, John, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah. Oh, John was a history major. Excellent.
There you go. I wanted to go to, when I was younger, I wasn't really bothered. I wanted to be a teacher, so I knew to do that, I'd have to go to university.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't really bothered. I was just like, eh. And then when I found out I was going to be a dad, when I was in sixth form, I just went, yeah, I need to focus on making money now, not in 5-10 years' time. And then spending the rest of my life in debt. So I focused on working instead.
Yep.
Joined the reserves.
It's a thing.
Yeah. And then when I left school, I ended up working 2 full-time jobs and being in the reserves. Ooh, I've actually found some flash. Dutch Dave says, cool, I had history of art and architecture. Yeah. I think if I had gone to university, that's what I'd want to do, is history. But looking back at it now, I'm kind of glad I didn't go to university. Jim says, history man, my kind of guy, love talking history. Problem I've got, seems to have lately, certainly last few months, is I seem less and less able to retain information.
Hey, welcome to aging.
It feels like my head's swimming in custard the whole time. GM says, JT, the leaves changing colours is lovely. Korea is similar to the States in this regard. We'll be returning to Korea next week.
Ah, lovely.
Wonderful. JT says, perhaps why I'm so nostalgic. The campus was a place of healing for me. You should be a teacher. It's a shame. Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with all those kids nowadays. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd have the patience. My older brother's a teacher. Not my stepbrother.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a headmaster. He's a head teacher.
Primary secretary?
Primary. Yeah, primary.
Very good.
Yeah. He's done
My
well
brother
for
was a principal. His wife was a principal in another school, but both of them are out of work now. Well, out of that school system.
Yeah. He's telling me, last time I saw him a few months ago, because he lives in Nottingham, which is quite far away from us. So last time I saw him, he was telling me that he was having problems because what they do is there's a part of the road outside their school where they have to keep clear for the safety of the kids coming out of school at the end of the day. But a lot of parents try and park there. So what he has to do is put traffic cones out to stop the parents parking there, these little traffic cones. And he had a problem, and the traffic cones, he kept putting them out, and then they'd go missing. And in the end, he sat there out of the sight and watched what was going on. And it was one of the kids nicking the cones as he was walking home, playing with it. So he ended up having to have words with the parents saying, look, you need to get your kid to bring those cones back and stop stealing my traffic cones. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make you pay for them. JT says, Jim, me too. So much Civil War history in the area of the campus. There you go. Jay says, JT, one of my friends did his MA dissertation on the US Civil War. Yeah. Jay says, back. I would love to have been. Do you know Kay wanted to be an archaeologist when she was younger? As well.
Right.
Because she loved watching Time Team.
Well, who doesn't? Wonderful show.
Yeah. See, I'd have loved to have been an archaeologist, but I think I'd have gone for First World War.
I would love to be an archaeologist, but my back had other plans.
Yeah. This thing there is.
I mentioned that back in the day, so 1991, 2, 3. I was running at what they call the Menzies building at Monash University in Melbourne. So I was running. It was the dawn of the internet. So the first lot of Ethernet cables around the campus.
Yeah.
And I found it difficult to do because every department I go in, it's like paleontology and all that sort of stuff. I just spend forever looking at exhibits and reading things on walls and stuff like that, and just I should get back on the roof again. I'm just thinking I should do this instead of what I'm doing now, but I think I did make the right decision.
Yeah, I wish there was more museums around it, because we've only got the Towns Museum, which is tiny, and then we've got the Chester Military Museum, which is the history of one of the local regiments. That's right. It. But I'd love to go to a decent military or whatever museum. But I'm not traveling all the way to London and stuff for it, because I don't like the idea of going to London. Tiff says, I'm the same, Mikey. Happy for years. Information doesn't tend to stick in my brain. Yeah.
God. So, yeah. Keep going. John says, Julian, we weren't far from Gettysburg. George says, check out Brimbo Heritage Centre.
Brumbo.
Brumbo,
yeah.
of course.
Brumbo's not far from us.
Julian says, Mikey, another friend was an archaeologist. We met after his knees had given out and he turned to IT support. Now he has his own company doing web design.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Brumbo's about 20 minutes from us.
Okay.
It's a nice little place. He used to deliver beer there. To the Sports and Social Club.
John reminds us to never underestimate yourselves. You are all intelligent people, very talented modelers, but intelligent people. You can tell in the way you talk. Oh, it's all an illusion.
Yeah. We practice it for hours.
Me. You. Yeah.
I've done that, yeah. I've been called intelligent, but I don't think I am.
Oh, I've been called worse things.
If a lot of the time lately, it feels like my head's when I'm trying to think of something, it feels like my head's trying to wade through porridge or something. Stupid fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
It's like, I think the best way to describe it is, it's like you're trying to drive the car whilst putting it in first gear, and it just won't go into first gear. No matter what you do, you just can't get it to go into first gear. It's really annoying. And it's happening more and more now.
Julian says, JT, his dissertation was on command and control in the ACW, American Civil War, and using General Grant as an example. JT says, you are the type of people I'm glad to have found. Oh, kind words indeed, John.
I just realised I cleaned up the wrong piece.
Oh, no.
There we go. So A25 goes to BC50.
Paul says Helene's favourite place is Petra. And Andy, my SIL loves the Adriatic. Sister-in-law, right?
Yes.
And Julian says, JT, it's mutual. We like you too. Yeah.
There is a charity called Operation Nightingale, I think it's called. And what they do is they take military veterans and they take them to like France and stuff and get them to help out doing World War I and World War II archaeology digs. Working and when I found out about it, I was like, oh, I so want to go on it. But it's literally, you could be waiting for months and then they'll say, right, we've got a thing coming up in Passchendaele.
Yeah.
So you need to leave tomorrow. I was like, yeah, I couldn't do that because you could be away for weeks. If I was single, then I would have done it, but I would have given it a bloody good go anyway.
Yeah.
But can't do that to Kate. It's not fair.
And John,
go
on. John says thanks, Julian, for his kind words.
Yeah.
George says used to volunteer there, excavating fossil plants. Haven't been there for like a year. There's too many people. Still, a lot still focus on the steelworks, but the fossil forest is worth a visit. Wow.
They've made they've made a Roman fort not far from there, and every weekend in the summer, there's loads of volunteers there, and they all dress up as Roman soldiers and civilians and things like that. And they actually, it's like a living history thing. And you can just go in, and it's in a massive country park and stuff. So you can walk around the lake, and then you can go into this fort and look around at them doing all the stuff that would happen in a normal Roman fort, which is really cool.
Yeah.
JT says, some diamonds need extra polishing because they really shine. Oh, what a lovely thing to say.
Yeah.
June says, there's a huge difference between educated and intelligent. Educated just means you have a bit of paper saying you once knew 25% of a subject for an hour or so. Yeah. JT says, a pleasure for the kind words. I really feel that from the heart. Oh, cheers, buddy. Jim says, question. What's the strength quality of MiniArt plastic? I have no MiniArt kits in my stash. Pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's
It's not terrible.
yeah, it's not overly brittle, and yeah, it's just it's nice. It's flexible and all that sort of stuff. It's
As
it's
you
good.
can see,
It's
this
soft
here,
on the soft side because otherwise they'd have a bit of trouble getting the amount of like
yeah.
these parts, as you know, some of them are absolutely tiny.
We're
Like
doing
the
these
runners are
parts
larger
here,
than the
aren't we,
part.
for the
Yeah.
lights. You see how thin they are, and I'm cutting them; they're not breaking.
Hmm.
We've got a bit of flex in them, which is good. Ooh, there you go. Hobby Time says, "Hi guys, better late than never." Absolutely.
It's made it. Hello.
GM says, not well known, but Korea has history going back over 3,000 years. The digs keep bringing up artifacts in remarkable condition. Cool. Julie says, Mikey, there's a similar. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I'm just saying the two smaller headlights are done. I'll find where the larger ones are and do them as well.
Yeah. Julie says, Mikey, there are similar voluntary projects, I think called Waterloo Project, with injured army veterans excavating the battlefield. Yeah, that's an interesting one as well.
Reading about Waterloo at the moment, but in a novel. It's in Les Miserables.
Sorry. Jim says, Julian agreed. Big difference between knowledge and intelligence. Ugh. Stupid snotty noses. Dutch Dave says, MiniArt is okay stuff. I think so.
Oh, I think they're great.
This is the first one I've done. It's pretty good. A24. There we go. JT says, Julian, what was the film where Churchill saw Marlborough at the Battle of Blenheim? Jim says, years ago, a co-worker said of another employee, all knowledge but no intelligence. Yes. Lacking in common sense is a common thing as well. Sorry, I'm really bunged up now. My nose is swollen, I think.
Yeah, you're not sounding too healthy there. I'm glad I've got the long distance between you and I.
It's not contagious. It's just allergies, dude. Drew says, intelligent people, I think, are generally self-taught, probably because they're subjects they want to learn about. Well, it's not just that as well, is they've not had someone tell them what to think. They've had to come to the decisions on their own. Or conclusions on their own. Hobby Time says, Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, sounds about right. Jim says, hey there, Hobby Time. Jim says, laugh out loud, Jim. I think we all know a few of those. Yeah. JT, Jim, intelligence, experience, and understanding the place of the knowledge. Whoops. Hobby Time says, hi, Jim. Patrick says, sounds like my school report. Patrick does really well in subjects that interest him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still quite proud of my basic training report, confidential report for basic training. It's the shortest confidential report I've ever seen. It literally just goes, it's pretty much, he was there. didn't stand out. Barely noticed he was there. Because our recruiting sergeant said, when you go on basic, don't stand out because you don't want to stand out for the wrong reasons and things. So I literally just played the grey man. So I was quite proud of the fact that they barely even realised I was there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Just put my finger in water. Paint water. Right, so that goes on to there. Like so.
Right. 23.
I think another part of intelligence is the ability to adapt as well. And think openly about information. Isn't it, John?
Don't know what you're talking about. I'm not a smart woman.
That's that one done. Judy says, one spoof annual review I saw said the officer's men would follow him anywhere, but only out of a sense of morbid curiosity.
Yeah, great comment that.
Yeah. Bob says, knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Intelligence is not putting one in fruit salad. Yes. Very true. Jem says, we had visiting people from the UK. They had first been to China and were impressed. On seeing the Korean palaces, the sheer scale of the rooms of artifacts left them speechless. Yeah. Really going, ooh, ah. Drew says, laugh out loud, Bob. Patrick says, well said, Bob. And JT says, professors can be blowhards. I hated the ones that made you regurgitate what they taught. A good teacher will get you to think for yourself. It's the value of the knowledge they show. A good example of that is Professor Sam Richards. He's on YouTube. He records a lot of his talks and stuff, and his lesson in university is critical thinking. So he gets the students to sit, or some of the students to sit at the front, ask them their opinions, and then he challenges what they're thinking and tries and gets them to think critically about it. And he's really good because what he does, he'll play devil's advocate if he needs to. So even if he disagrees with it, he'll try and make them see it from another point of view, so that they think and see both sides, which is really good. This is how it should be. JT says, some unfortunately learn enough to get the A, some dishonestly. I have a clear conscience that while not an A student, I learned a lot more than they probably did. Yeah. GM says, hello, Bob. Doing things with fruits and vegetables, are we? Only aubergines and eggplants. Which are the same thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. See, I know. I was just accommodating our American viewers.
Oh.
Explaining the difference.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. They're called, so chickpeas in the States are called something completely different. I need to look it up.
Pea chicks. Okay. So, we're doing the lights and stuff towards the end. That's what I need to do. I need to get my red pen and mark out which bits I am doing later. So I need to redo that later.
Garbanzo beans, they call them.
Yeah.
Chickpeas are called garbanzo beans, which is sort of like weird, isn't it?
Yeah. 8:36. Bob says everyone's a fruit and nutcase. Absolutely. Oh, it's onto the bodywork. What? Hang on, where's step 41? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the bodywork, which I'll be doing very shortly.
Yes.
So I'm thinking the only way to attack this is to paint it before you assemble it, because once you get that together, and the first thing it wants you to do is pop the glazing in,
Yes.
you're going to have a hard time painting it. So
Agreed.
what I've got to work out is how to go about this, because what colors to do the base. It recommends the floor of the lower thing to be a red brown.
Yeah.
And 8 brown wooden slats in the center.
I have a book.
Yes, you do.
I could have a look.
Yes, you could.
Since I think it'd be kind of cool to start the bodywork on the next episode.
Yeah, it would be.
So what I'll do is I will tidy up, and whilst you're doing whatever you're doing, I shall do the research.
Yeah, so I'll have time to assemble this last headlight, and then the 3 pieces or so onto the exhaust. The fire extinguisher beside the driver.
Yes. Where's that? Oh, God, don't lose that. All that. Right.
Julian says, I only got interested in history at O-level when it was taught in a more engaging manner. You were given the evidence and had to come up with your own conclusions. This is the educational episode.
Yeah.
Thus, Dave is saying, I was in university for a long time just to be able to also sneak in at other science classes. Yeah, fair enough. It's always interesting.
Yeah.
JT says, Bob, in the desert, dried fruit and nuts. Julian says, Gary, yes, he's on the stream. Oh, you mean actual fruit and nuts? Lol, Julian, says JT. GM says, I think I'm a glass and a half of milk and a block of chocolate. Yeah. Actually, you see, that doesn't exist anymore, because the size of chocolate blocks have shrunk, as you know, with shrinkflation and all that sort of stuff like that. So it's not exactly a glass and a half anymore. They don't actually, I think Cadbury's have dropped that as a slogan because it doesn't really work with the sizes they have available anymore. Prove me wrong.
Most likely.
Julian says, I have a book. You have 2, Mikey, but you're not done colouring in the other one.
Mate, I've got so many books. It's ridiculous. So that's an interesting one I found. I forgot to tell you about, John. They were a group of these buses that were sent to New Zealand.
Oh, yes.
3 B-type buses operated by the Tumaru Bus Company of Canterbury, South Island, New Zealand. 1 complete bus had been ordered, as well as 2 chassis, for which Tumaru built the double-deck bodies.
Cool.
So they ordered the complete one so that they could copy it onto the other 2. Let's have a butcher's hook. Got some more comments. That's a cool one. It's like a crane version of it. So it's same chassis.
Oh, wow.
Same chassis, but it's a lorry, and they put a crane on the back so they can recover the buses if they broke down. There's another version of it. And that's the box fan that they used to... You know when obviously they had to get the ticket stubs and things like that? Book tickets. They used them to transport them between the depots.
Cool.
So again, same chassis and everything, just different body on it. Harvey Time says, Mad Dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. Yes. JT says, what also got me was co-workers not knowing how to read a ruler or a drafting scale. Yeah.
Well, you'd be hard pressed to find anyone who could read a vernier caliper without a digital gauge on it these days.
Like the one I've got.
Yeah.
Jim says, did they convert New Zealand buses to run on Kiwis? Little birds running around inside it. Huh. GM says, they have the large blocks of chocolate, 2 kilos, etc. Oh, dangerous territory there. Yeah. There we go. I knew I'd seen a picture of it somewhere. So that's the inside.
Right. So would you say the top half is not white? I think they recommend beige, do they?
It looks pretty white, but I'd imagine it discolor quite quickly.
Yeah. So they reckon, so 7 beige, 71 37 357. Which one? 357.
Yeah. Ooh, 36.
Did have a radome paint somewhere. I'll do next week.
Right.
2.
Yep, read that one. Drew says, Noel Coward quotes Hobby Time. JT says, funny how we got on serious tangents. Yeah, we always do. Tangents, we always do that. I think they were afraid of vernier calipers because of venereal disease. Jim says, Marley, a suggestion for the interior colour, ivory or off-white? Yeah, I'd say off-white would probably be pretty close, to be fair. Look at that.
Do have an off-white. I've got white grey. It's probably too white.
Speaking of vernier, ignition was by Magneto with a vernier coupling for setting.
Oh, there you go. So what's that? With beige, aged white, and white grey.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to do aged white. That's too pink.
To be honest, they'd have been painted at the depot, so
yeah. I'll think about it in the next week between episodes.
But if you look there, there's a white notice board.
Yeah.
If I can zoom in and focus at the same time. Save me holding it up. There you go. So there's a white notice board and it's the same, but you don't know if like the white balance was set correctly on the camera and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably didn't even have white balance then, but yeah. I mean, it's in daylight, so it'd be pretty accurate.
I think paint back then would have been, have an oil content. Like Humbrol paint,
like,
if you like,
compared gloss, to or something.
I'd imagine it would all be gloss. I don't think anything was really painted matte back then until the war came along.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been like gloss paint in that it discolors after a few months.
Yeah, doesn't I know it doesn't matter. It's my model and blah 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 blah. But I think SMS2. I think it's a Russian radome tan, like a beige. I'll go and have a look at that because that might be. I think I'd like to do like if I use SMS, and it'll be a lot more robust. I wouldn't necessarily need to prime all this stuff either.
Yeah.
JT saying, I bet Gary and John can use a slide rule. I can't remember how to do it now. I used to know, but I haven't had to for years. So no, it's an assumption that you're wrong about, John. I'm sorry to say. Well, I certainly can't. I'd be able to give it a go. If I had one to play with, I would I'd certainly give it a go. I'll probably be able to work it out, but I haven't seen one for years.
Okay. So we were just doing the the gear and the brake lever.
Yes.
So here is what it says about that. It says there were 3 forward speeds with multiple link silent chains selected by a right-hand gear lever in a gate, with a small foot pedal to protect reverse gear. The gear lever and the large handbrake lever were mounted outside the offside frame member. Power was transmitted through a large conical clutch with leather facings and held in engagement by a single central helical spring.
Okay.
There you go. JT says, I just read that one. Julie says, worst I ever saw was on the first degree, JT. All the students had presumably passed maths but couldn't do simple multiplication in their heads. Yeah. Jim says, another thought, undercoat the interior with brown or mahogany colour and spray light coats of the actual interior colour. Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. I don't think they would have been mahogany, though. JT says, hobby time, smoker's white. Yeah. Call the colour nicotine. Yeah. That's another point, because they probably would have smoked on there as well. Which would be really stupid, considering they had big gas cylinders on with things. GM says, I don't trust the digital verniers, too easily giving false information. Feeler gauges give a solid readout. Yeah. GM, don't trust it. Oh, just that. Julian, good idea, Jim. So if it flakes, it looks good underneath. Yeah. Paul says, okay, folks, thanks for everyone for their company. Once again, see you all later. See you later, my
Cheers,
dude.
Paul.
Patrick, looking at photos, maybe deck tan. Not sure. JT says, they always say relearning something is easier sometimes, John. Yeah, you just got to unlock the information that's already there, haven't you? Really. Gem, same here, not used in years. Navigation slides I'm current on. There you go. Oh, look at that, Charabang.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. And one was converted into a daylight cinema. Oh, move out of the way, light. Don't need you on it in a minute. There you go. Daylight cinema. That's pretty cool. Dutch Dave says, later, Paul. Dave says, that's the same for me, John. I was able to do 5 missions completely by slide rule, but don't ask me how to do it now. Julian, if I had one to play with, I'd give it a go, as the actress said to the bishop. JT says, therefore, if it's wood, it floats. Therefore, it is a witch. Ha ha ha. So, this one here is the same from the same group of 250 buses that we're building.
Okay.
So 4909, and the one we're doing is 49219, I think. I can't remember. Is it 44219? 49219?
4912.
That's it, 4912. So yeah, so that's literally the bus that was 3 before the one we're doing.
With the aluminium firewall.
Yes. New B Type buses, new early in 1919. Note the aluminium dashboard, which led to them being nicknamed Silver Queens. B4909 had been involved in some kind of experiment. Yeah.
So I think I've chosen what colour I'm going to do mine. So as I mentioned, I wasn't particularly happy with these.
Yeah.
This one is a Mr. Colour 45, C45 sail colour.
Yeah.
And it's more of that. Now it's the colour that this is a Edward Moran Saulnier Type N.
Yeah.
That colour I think would be nice because it's not overly white and it's not overly sort of beigey. Like it's certainly not as pink.
Yeah.
As some of these colours.
I think I'll do mine in Vallejo off-white.
Beige is too yellow. So off-white is what number is that?
72101. I say again, 72101.
I must have that. Must have that. Maybe I don't.
Ian says, modern vernier calipers come with digital display. What happens when the battery's dead? Are they still usable? No.
Yeah, so, you're right. Not anymore.
No. So, I think, I can't remember if I said this last time, but if you look at the boards on the sides of these and on the front, they give you very specific information. So, on the front there, you got the number of the route. There, you got the number of the route again.
Yeah.
But you've also got the terminus at each end of the route, so Cricklewood and Victoria Street. And then down the side, along underneath the windows, and on the board there, you have all the stops on that route.
That's right. So, yeah, it's the same as ours, the same route, number 16, Cricklewood, Victoria.
Yeah.
Street,
so this bus would have worked on the same.
Yeah. So Kilburn, Edgware Road, Marble Arch, Hyde Park Corner, Bressenden Place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that colour there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I go for that one, that's not far off, I think. No, it is sort of more beige, hey. Maybe I'll go, how's that beige look? Get that out again. Aged white. It's too, no,
That's
it's too
pretty
pink.
close, actually.
Oh, that's not bad, eh?
It's pretty close.
It's quite, yeah, actually. No, right, the sample on top is not what's showing in the bottle. So, that and that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the off-white.
Aged white. Aged white. There we go.
Yeah.
Might as well do that.
Jim says, BBC, good choice, Mikey. I use that colour a lot in place of pure white. Yeah, it's good for doing eyes and things as well.
Aye.
Jim says, Ian, my verniers don't have batteries, but good lights is an idea to see the tiny millibug lines. Yeah. JT says, Gary, calibration is key. Yes. Ian says, same here, GM. Julian, slide rules reminds me of a friend who was in the WAFs in World War II in 1944, sent to Belgium and had to use a slide rule, pencil and paper to calculate V1 launch points and in 6 minutes send typhoons to bomb them. Yeah.
Wow.
JT says, thanks, guys. Got to run to PT and my doctor later in the day. Have a good day, buddy.
Yeah, look after yourself.
Yeah. Jim says, I have a digital caliper. It works on a lithium battery. Can post photos in Discord if you like. Entirely up to you, buddy. Yeah, I've got a digital one and a manual one, but I prefer the manual one. So another thing they tried, it was before these ones, was you see where that middle window, second window is there?
Yes.
They tried putting a light box on the side with the route number on as well, so people could see it from the curbside.
Okay.
But they didn't put it on all of them for some reason. But you'd think it'd be a good idea, really. And interestingly, that doesn't look like it's got the gate on the side underneath. If you look.
Yeah.
It's not there on that one.
Yeah, but it mentions that one, they were doing experiments of some sort.
Exactly. So that could be why it's taken off. Because if you look, it goes quite close to the wheel, doesn't it?
That's right. But there's some funky stuff going on with that rear wheel, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, look, there they are in their uniforms.
All right, so the very last part is going on here, which is the handle, the grab handle for the fire extinguisher. And then that's all the parts of the chassis done.
Ooh,
so I have no excuse but to go on to the coachwork next week.
Yeah, same here. But I think that's a nice place to leave it for today.
Wow, it's a great place.
Yeah. Because I think we're going to have to, like you said, I think it's going to be, certainly at least we've got to leave one side off so that we can paint the interior.
There we go.
So if we look at the instructions, put that on there for now so it doesn't get damaged. Put it in there. Right. So, can I zoom any further out? Nope, but I can do that. Right.
So apart from the windows going in the bottom half,
yeah,
it won't take too long. It's basically a box. So you got the floor, the two end plates, the seats, one on each side.
Now, if you look at the patterns on the seats in that photo, the seats were fabric.
Right.
They had the stripes on them and things. Let's find it again. It was near the front, wasn't it?
Right. That's how they are in the kit, which is nice.
Yeah. There it is. So yeah, it's like modern buses now. They have the patterns on the fabric. Ooh, there you go. Focus. There you go. So it's got patterns on the fabric there.
Oh,
you can't really see very well on here, but they've also got fleur-de-lis on there as well. Don't know why it won't. It might be because it's zoomed in. Hang on. If I zoom out and focus, there you go. You see, it's got fleur-de-lis there as well. But that probably wouldn't have been on all of them.
No.
Luckily.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Trying to read that ad. So Nestle's milk, the world's something.
The world's. Ooh, good question. Let's zoom in. Nestle milk. The world's cow.
The world's cow. Okay.
Yeah, it's got fabric on, so it's got all patterns on it. So, which raises the question: how the hell are we going to do that? And I think what we could do is, if we've got some mesh, like bandages or something like that, or something finer, like baby bell bandages or something, bags, is maybe paint it, put it inside that, and then spray a darker colour over it or something, or lighter colour over it. So you get a little bit of a pattern on it.
Colour. It suggests number 8, which it suggests brown, XF10. Just a straight brown, 71041. Which I don't have. But don't know.
It's interesting, isn't it?
We shall see.
Yeah. Where do we get to on the comments? Jim, Ian, I have a digital caliper. It works on lithium battery. Can post photos if you like. Yep. Bob, Jim, me too. On second battery, it's that old. Bob, John, that's a acetylene generator for the lights, not a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
There you go.
It
Jim
does
says,
look a lot
sorry,
like a
go on.
fire extinguisher here. Maybe
Yeah.
they think it is one because it's got a pipe on the side that just stops like a fire extinguisher. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll take your word for it because I don't know.
I mean, they did have fire extinguishers on them. Because it's mentioned in here that they tested. Basically, they tested different types of fire extinguisher to figure out which one would save the bus quickly.
Okay.
And that's how they ended up with the modern, like compressed gas ones. Jim says, were the commercial signs removed on buses converted for military use? Yes, after a time. Originally, when they first went over there, they were just left as they were until they had time to paint them and things. June says, another 2 hours spent with great mates. It's true that time flies when you're having fun. Yeah. Stu says, thank you, chaps. Another great episode. I enjoyed it, warts and all. John should get that reference.
Well, I don't think I do.
Oh, no.
Oh, no?
Oh, no. There you go. So there's a picture of one.
Bob says, would net curtain give a good pattern for seats?
Possibly. I mean, it might be a bit big, but...
Warts and all.
Cromwell was a very warty man. So if I zoom in. So there's that light I was on about.
Oh, okay.
And if you look on there, it hasn't got the extinguisher cylinder. So, whereas not all of them had it because it was a fire extinguisher. It's a very old type of fire extinguisher. It's in here somewhere. But, yeah. There's somewhere in here. There's a picture of a policeman sat next to him. I can't remember where it is.
Yeah, I do remember you showed that.
Yeah. Yeah, there is actually a few paragraphs on it, and they explained that it was kept next to the driver, so that the driver could just, if there's a fire, he could just jump off and grab it at the same time. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, I'll find it at some point and post it in Discord.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob's saying book page 18, paragraph 3, after fire extinguisher tests.
18. Yeah. Interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. I'll read that in a bit. Jim went to school.
I'll shush.
Dave says, see you Thursday. Yes. June says, I saw a YouTube video replicating marble. He sprayed through a dried out wet wipe that was teased apart. Yeah, that would work. Might work to replicate wooden lower layer. Yeah, there we go. Right.
Yeah.
Another good episode, John. Well done.
Chassis done. Hooray.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
So that's yeah. Apart from the headlights, which are done, it's all together and yeah, like that, moving upwards.
Yeah. Right. We shall see you all Thursday, 12 till 2 for the SAS Jeep build. Until then, Hulvar for now.
Hooray.